Can you hear me okay? John? Man, I got off work late today. Whew. Nice. Trying a new setup here. I got my laptop for work. And I'm just logged into like I'm a viewer so I can see the chat instead of on the phone. It's a Galaxy S22. My wife's got the S23. It's got a really good camera. I bought it because the guy said it had the best camera. Yeah, well, you know what though? I need to clean my garage. Like, this shit's getting ridiculous. I actually have a really nice garage. I got it could be, I don't know if you see the 5.5, oh no, it's a 5.5 horsepower air compressor, which drives all my pneumatic tools. I've got a full fabrication setup for like doing gunsmithing and all that, or fabricating in general. I got a mill, I got a beautiful table router, I've got all these tools. Or it's a gym, you know, it's got room for boxing and all that stuff. But lately, we've just been so busy. We're remodeling the house, the bedrooms, so everything's just been crammed out here in the garage, and I've just been like kind of just clearing spots out of the way so I can train. What's up, Ego? John, you gotta check his channel out one of these days. Ego Lift. He's another monster. Well, I guess saying he's another monster implies that I'm a monster. He is a monster. Some guy the other day accused me of fake weights. I don't know if you've seen like when that happens, guys will like go out of their way to show their plates. And I won't. Like I can't be bothered. So I'm just like, hey, I got the records, you can look them up online, so if the plates are fake, they're working for me. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm drinking coffee and reading. Well, I was listening to audiobooks. I don't know if that counts. What are you reading? What articles are you reading? Incidentally, in the spirit of being instructional, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I do the lighter weight warm-ups, I don't use my thumbs. I try to just stick to just my 4 fingers for grip until it gives out. And all that is a cheat code. It just is a quick way to strengthen your grip without having to focus too much time on it. If you just start doing all of your pulling movements without the use of your thumbs, your grip strength will explode. And then, of course, when you get to the point where you need your grip to continue, because if you're working your lats, you don't want your grip to be the limiting factor. At that point, I'll strap up. But if just a cheat code, if you want to get, if grip strength is an issue, try taking your thumbs out of movements like pull-ups and stuff. I'll just like do pull-ups with just just using my fingers. Because a lot of guys, when they're deadlifting, grip strength is a limiting factor. It's just a quick way, easy way to get that on par with the rest of your lifts. See if I can do 315. Barely. Veronica. Dude. You know, men are pigs. We're just like pretty much into porn or whatever. I was reading some of the books.
Did you pull up eggs?
No.
I can't find them.
Oh, I don't know how to tell you. Our eggs are missing. That's scary. It's like when I start talking about women, she pops in. Deadlifts did my back in. Well, tell me more. What issues do you have? Do you have back pain, or like what's the deal? Like I'm terrified of deadlifts because I've injured my back a few times. Yeah, I actually, well, I had a pre-existing injury, my L5. So there was a couple times where I didn't have my core tight, and I got my back really good to where I was out for a couple of months. And that's actually why I started training with the trap bar. Like if you do like a ratio of 3 to 1, so you could do like, or 50-50, somewhere where you can cut down on the amount where you have to do. I don't really do conventional deadlifts that much anymore. I do mostly stiff leg deficit, trap bar, and then conventional. So it's like a 3 to 1 ratio. The trap bar is just way safer because you can get underneath it more. And then stiff leg deficits, they're pretty safe for your back. You work out with lighter weights, and they translate to your pull really good. Yeah, if you're experiencing trouble with conventional deadlifts, maybe switch to I would really say stiff leg deficit pulls, where you stand on 2 to 4 inches, like stack a couple plates up, and then you're going to be focused more on keeping the legs straight, and then hinging from the back. And then the key is to keep the core as tight as possible. Lock that back in, real good for people that are suffering from lower back injuries, and it'll make your conventional deadlift stronger, a lot stronger. And then the trap bar is just like, I found that the trap bar for me helps more with squatting really than deadlifting. But either way, I mean, those numbers will still go up. And then I don't know if you noticed this, but I always wear a belt. I'm gonna refill my coffee real quick. Alright, 405. Let's see how this moves. I can usually tell how my day's going to go with how good 405 moves. Lower back happens every time. Yes, that's the thing. I wouldn't want you to stop deadlifting. Or, unless you're a power lifter, you don't really need to do conventional or sumo deadlifts. But finding another variation, like a Jefferson curl, or even like a Zercher deadlift, something that takes the focus of the shearing off of the lower back. That way because you really, there's just no better move for like thickening your back up. Heavy duty bands. Yeah, okay, so bands, I was doing those for physical therapy. Let me demonstrate for you a Jefferson curl. So you want you want to be able to stand on something so you can stretch. It doesn't have to be that high. You can take like a kettlebell, or you can hold a plate. And you want to keep these light. But essentially, you're going to round your back. And the idea is you're trying to pop each segment. And you're trying to really keep your legs stiff. You really want to stretch. And you kind of you keep your back round. And you work through the movement. Oh yeah. That's like one of the best physical therapy moves for back injuries. That, and I have an inversion table. About 70 pounds. And you don't even need to go that heavy. You can just try a 35-pound dumbbell to start, or a 25 even. You just want to really feel it in each little segment. Try to like really stretch those out. When you get to the bottom, let that weight really pull your, kind of like an inversion table. No, I hear you, man. Getting injured at 50 sucks. I got my wife on peptides. She's using TB 500 and BPC 157, which I've used for a couple of injuries. And I had really, really good results with that. You know, a lot of natural lifters are against using peptides, and that's totally cool. I understand that, but I would at least suggest doing, like, researching them, because they're not anabolic, they're not steroids. They're actually branched chain amino acids. Insulin's a peptide, but you know that doesn't necessarily. I mean, doesn't make it safe or unsafe. It just, I'm just kind of, it is. That's what it is. It's a chemical. And TB 500 and BPC 157 used together. When I blew my shoulder out and it came out of its socket, I took both of those, and this happened about a month before Worlds, and it got me healed up enough to where I could at least compete and not have to drop out of the competition. I didn't get a very good bench, but I was still able to get enough to place second. I'm all about modern medicine, as you guys can tell. I don't think if you use peptides, I don't think it, I think you can still consider yourself a natural lifter. I'd have to check. I don't know if they're banned by WADA or not. When you are doing deadlifts, are you focusing on really tightening your core before you pull? Yeah, everything is natty. That's like the Marines saying it's only a war crime the first time. Well, you know, I mean, no, but honestly, I know there's a lot of guys that are really interested in making sure that they're natural, almost to the point where they consider taking creatine cheating, and I'm like, all right. I obviously don't share that sentiment, but and as you can see, I double belt. You can't wear this in competition, but like you said, we're 50. And you know it too, man. You're pulling that weight, you feel a little twinge, and even if you let go of it right away, you feel a little doink. It's like, it doesn't hurt. You're testing your back out. Okay. Then you sit down for 15 minutes. Two is one and one is none. Yeah, so speaking of that, the last two meets they did here in Vegas, they didn't have a really high untested turnout, so they decided to combine them. So the untested lifters went after the tested ones, and those people are douchebags, man. They did not like us there at all. I've never gone to a competition where I could feel animosity from other lifters, especially in the USPA, because usually the USPA is one of the more we're like the party animals of the federation. Man, not too many people on today, which is fine by me. I wanted to just record my deadlift workout before my wife and I went to her friend's house. But that last video I did, I had 8,400 viewers. Like that's never happened before. I need to get a moderator. Would either of you two guys consider doing moderation for my chats? I don't know quite how to set that up, but remember that one guy kept spamming that he wanted to fight me? Which, I mean, like that in itself's not a big deal, but it was just kind of annoying that he kept posting over and over again. Start getting to this weight, I gotta rest. I can't just, I gotta like keep 5-6 minutes. Yeah, I'll talk Super 5, brother. Oh, ego, I guess it's just you and me, brother. Kind of a slow day. So I don't know if I told you, but I am going to get stomach surgery, and it's probably going to happen here pretty soon. I imagine in the next month, maybe even the next couple of weeks. And they're going to tuck that split, they're going to sew it together. Maybe I'll become a bodybuilder. Can you imagine? I don't know. I mean, I really could. I mean, this is just me training, doing powerlifting. Like, I'm not really training bodybuilding. And I think, like, I actually have the genetics for it. I could at least do a show just to say I did one. All the guys that say that if, they pretty much all agree that I would probably walk on stage and mop up my weight class and my age group if I compete as masters. Which is a little disrespectful to guys that have been bodybuilding for their entire lives. But, bodybuilding is, I mean, let's be fair, bodybuilding is mostly genetics. Everybody says it's drug use, but that's just not true. Like, it's both. I would say it's genetics over drugs. I'll say this, I didn't know that Jeff Nibbard had done a bodybuilding contest, a natural one. And he won. He got his pro. He's an IFBB pro. Can you believe that? Like, that's, he kind of annoys me. He's a little sanctimonious, and I don't like his voice, but I love his lifting advice. So he's one of those guys where it's like, I'll watch his videos and I'll take advice from him because he knows what he's talking about. But he really irritates me, and if I saw him in real life, I would tell him to, like, not be so judgmental, I think. Be cool to everybody. But then again, he's friends with Dr. Mike Israetel, and that guy's juiced up, or he was anyways. All right, let's do this. Labor is a great. Yeah, right? Guys just work construction and they train for 3 months. That was Ronnie Coleman. He was a cop. The guy said he was trying to get a free gym membership. Like, he didn't even want to compete. He just wanted to work out for free. It's like, where do you find this guy? Just he's over there in the corner, just eating the plates. Like, I'm almost done. Hold on, let me talk to my wife real quick. Jeff Nichols. Social media. No, his vids kind of, so the problem with Jeff Nippert is he just drones on and on. If you want Jeff Nippert's information in a much more digestible version, go watch Mike Israel, because they pretty much, for the most part, are employing the same science-based length and partials, slow tempo lifting. And I would say anecdotal evidence, the number one thing that changed my lifting is tempo. Just slowing. I don't know if you notice when I bench, I come down really, really, really slowly. And then I try to stretch everything out as much as possible. That's really the biggest takeaway that I've gotten from their training. I don't know if they'd like me. I guess I would be like Dave Tate. A lot of good information, but a childish need to go heavy, for my own ego issues. I like Dr. Mike. I mean, I don't care what anyone says about him. Like, I get really... His switching to Renaissance periodization made all of my numbers go up. And I didn't change to his lifting program. I just employed his principles. And honestly, I really got that from Prophet Fear. Prophet Fear is the one that turned me on to him, because I was noticing the way he was training, and he was like when he was doing his curls, he had his arms stretched out all the way, and he was doing them from the bottom. And I just started paying attention to the way he was training. And one thing I noticed, like, everybody was giving him a massive amount of shit because all of his lifts looked goofy as fuck. Fair enough. But as soon as I started lifting like that, all of my joint problems went away. Like, I blew my shoulder out, and now I have no issues. Like, how do you explain that? My back hurts. It always hurt. It always will hurt. There's really no way around it. But functionally, it still works. Yeah, ego lifting's life, man. What are we doing? What's the whole point? We're fucking cavemen. Grab the boulder, pick that shit up, throw it at another caveman. He's gonna be like, well, your form was a little off when you picked that rock up. When you're bashing him over the head, you really want to try to accelerate that a little bit. Get your waist into it. That's I would say the one thing I'm trying to incorporate more than anything. Well, three things: physical, spiritual, mental. We've got the physical covered. Most men are mentally fucked up, and we have crisis of spirituality. And it's not like I have everything figured out. I just share my problems, and then we figure out ways to get through them together. Fellowship. All right. It's 600 on there. I gave blood yesterday, incidentally. I gave 2 bags of Power Red. So we'll see. They told me I couldn't work out yesterday. Let's see how much it affects my strength. Now 545 felt kind of heavy, that's why I'm saying, I don't know. Normally I can do that for like 5 reps pretty easily. more minute. What's your max deadlift, Ego? Not that it matters. I'm not trying to compare with you. I'm just curious where you're at. You're a squat monster for sure. It's, all your lifts out of the rack are monsters. Good bench too. Really good form. Do people give you shit for using a bench arch? No. Obviously, I use one. What do you normally work out with for reps? Like, what's your, like I try not to max out either. I guess I'll ask guys like, if you don't want to max out, you can kind of generally gauge where you're at. Like whatever your sets of 3 to 5 are. So if you're doing like say 500 for a set of 5, I can calculate that to be, like somewhere around a 600-pound deadlift. No, but just so you know, I'm telling you, your bench form is impeccable. Like, don't ever listen to the internet, which I don't think you do, but I've been meaning to tell you that you have really good bench form. Matter of fact, I was watching you lift, and I wanted to say that what is it, the T? God, what number is it? Right here, right between the shoulder blades. If you could rotate those shoulders back a little more, and get your chest in a little bit more of a decline position, I think you could, and then just bring your elbows in a hair. I didn't want to say anything because it's kind of hard to tell because of the angle that you film at, but I was thinking that if you just brought that in a little bit, I bet you could get a little bit more, because you'd be more like shoving it like a football player. Bam. I was thinking you could get a little more weight out of it. And that would require more arch. Well, not really more arch, but an adjustment to it. You're just kind of bending at the top a little bit, right where the neck is. That's what I do on the platform. I don't like when I'm normally working out in the garage. I'll get an arch and I'll get tight, but I'm not really super. When I'm getting ready to max out, I really bring my chest up and try to point my titties towards the ceiling, so that way I'm really pushing a decline. So to help me with setup consistency, I use that WL analysis, the barbell tracker, and I'll set my camera up on it. You actually, the angle you film at is probably okay because you can see the bar path. And when you're doing reps, it'll track the bar path and it'll do an overlay so you can see where the lines are, how consistent they are, and that helped me a lot. And hey, don't this is really minor. Like, if I could find something to pick on criticisms, like as a coach, like I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with it. Like, you have a really good bench. I'm just like if I was coaching you, is there anything we could improve? You know what I mean? So don't take it as me criticizing you at all. Like, I'm not. You have a better bench than mine. All right, let's lift this. little twinge there. I think we're good. No, I'm not gonna hurt myself. Nice suspense. Yeah. Well, there does come a point where it's a little ridiculous. I'm not gonna keep going. That kind of like. I think I'm okay. Let me see here. Yeah, I think I'm good. Felt a little tug there. Well, I guess I need to cut the workout short. I'm not going to keep going. I don't want to hurt myself. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do some artwork, so I'll post that pretty soon. Alright, guys. I love you all. I'll see you on the battlefield.